Alrighty here. Looks like we're live. Alright, so to start this off, I just want to say that this is my first live stream here, so bear with me. Basically, what we're doing here is we are just going to be drawing a little bit, figuring out what and how I'm going to draw. And yeah, it's sort of just gonna be chill vibes. I am no professional here. I am figuring out stuff, figuring out Clip Studio, figuring out my drawing pad, figuring out how to draw in the first place. And the end goal is a very big one, which is to end up drawing comics. And that's a far in the future goal here. And Maya, can you just like go on to my YouTube and double check that everything's fine? Maybe like listen to it. That would be my wife sitting beside me. So I'm just gonna bring up a reference over here. Start drawing some heads, but I'm gonna jump onto quick poses. Quick poses, and I think we're gonna do some heads today. I've been doing a lot of that. No challenges, random poses, no timed practice, sort of just keep it nice and chill here.
Can you make your volume louder?
I can, yeah.
Because I have it all the way up in my headphones and I still can't hear it.
Okay. How's that?
A little bit delayed.
Yeah, there's gonna be a delay. Alright. And now I need a third monitor for my reference to be on a page. Maya, I have one viewer. It's her. She's the viewer. If you're one of the lucky no people that are going to be watching this after, get ready. It's going to be a nice boring event for you.
Oh, don't say that.
Oh boy.
Are you going to put your camera on?
Not this stream, I don't think. Why?
Because that's how you draw in female viewers, eh?
Can you hear you in the stream?
Yeah, very. Hold on, let me listen.
Oh boy. Can't even draw a circle here. I'm nervous. Okay. It's like, draw big. I can't draw big. I can't even draw small. Actually, you know what?
I can barely hear myself.
Yeah, I figured.
Good.
Huh. Oh my gosh. So it's a lot harder to start on digital, I find, than it is to start on just like pencil and paper. Dear goodness, that is bad. And I think the reason for that is I don't know. I think a blank page is just a little more intimidating when it's digital, and I don't know why, but I find myself drawing a little bit better maybe when I am using pencil and paper. And maybe it's my setup because I'm like sitting on the floor here. That might be it. I just moved, so I don't have a proper desk, and it's a little rough indeed. So for those of you joining now, this is just a chill stream. Just gonna be practicing some drawing here. I'm very beginner. This is like a learn as you go type thing. Hopefully by stream 2000, I'll have some skill. But yeah, this is my first ever stream, so I'm sort of figuring things out. I don't even know if the chat works. I don't know. Just sort of loaded up OBS, tried some things out. This is my test stream, really. See if things actually work. So our center line is going to be here. Now, this is also not like a tutorial in any sense because I don't have the skill to say that I can teach somebody. But being able to talk through my thinking might actually benefit me in the long run. Here, let's zoom in here a little bit. I just needed to be that far zoomed out to get started. So I could draw that circle. Okay, so usually I like to start with the nose, and I find, I don't know why, maybe it's because it's centered, but that gives me a chance to sort of figure things out. What is going on? I am using the wrong, oh my goodness, that's what's going on. Okay, that's better. I was like, why is it blurry? I'm using the wrong brush, wrong pen. I might switch it so that you guys can see my full desktop screen. Right now it's just set to Clip Studio, which I think is limiting because you can't see certain things on the screen. Like when I go up and click on, when I go and click on up here, it seems like you're not getting the information, and I'd rather you guys get that. But for now, this is all we have, so. Okay. So this is a lady, by the way, I'm drawing. She's got sort of a very average sized nose, actually. We've got some shading on this side, even though she's looking pretty centered at me. Another thing is, if people actually watch this and they decide that they want to see certain things and they want to see the reference, I could also get that up at some point. So if that's something you're interested in and you're going to be back here, maybe leave a comment and let me know that you want to see the reference that I will be drawing. Eyebrows are, my wife can attest, eyebrows are my worst thing to draw. Absolutely awful. And I don't know why. Sometimes I even think they look good, and she'll just say, nope, that's an awful eyebrow, and I trust her judgment because she gets her eyebrows done and I don't. And she said part of my problem is I put too much curve on stuff. Like I'll like do stuff like that to show like a sad eyebrow, and I think I need to like study like emotions or something.
I think your emotions, I don't know.
See, her eyebrows are pretty neutral, but I feel like with comics you gotta like do.
I know, but I feel
You have to like exaggerate things.
your eyebrows are like, to me, they look like worms every time I see. Like they're not like defined. I don't know. I'm probably saying all this, spewing at you, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh, that looks good."
She's got big lips, but a nice casual closed mouth smile going here. Big lipstick on, so it makes her lips a little more exaggerated. See, the wonderful thing about digital that you don't have is I can go in here and like erase, but I also can just hit a button on my pen and get rid of stuff and bring it back. That's one of the reasons I prefer drawing digitally. Now, I've been switching back and forth recently, and I gotta say, it's nice going back after a long time drawing digitally to go back to physical paper. It feels just so much more natural. Okay, this over here is looking a little weird, so let's fix this up. The other thing is I'm drawing a life, like a real life person right now, and it's not gonna look like a real life person because I'm trying to practice drawing comic style, and ultimately that doesn't look like real people. Unless you, some of the new stuff is really nice though. Like, uh, what was I reading? Immortal Hulk, and some of the new especially that's Marvel, but especially some of the new DC stuff is like just like the rendering and the artwork is so nice and so high quality. It could be determined as realistic, and I put that in quotes because yeah, there's still an element of realism that's missing. It's still comics, but it's so much different from what we were looking at from like anywhere from the 60s to the 80s comics. Okay, I guess I don't need to. Can work on our hairline a bit. Hair is another one for me that is just awful. I can't grasp. Like I understand it needs to be like big. It's like masses that I'm. You don't do like little tiny pieces. You start with masses, and then as you get the big building blocks done, that's when you start to switch to doing some smaller strands. But I don't know, I just haven't got it. Maybe it's because I haven't practiced it a lot. Maybe it's because I don't understand hair that well. But this lady that we're looking at here, Maya, can you just like drop like a hi in the chat just so I can see if it's working on my thing? I'm sure it is. Like I'm sure I haven't, like, there's only 2 viewers, so I'm sure that nothing has come through. But I was just curious. Oh yeah, it's working. Cool. Thank you, Maya.
You're welcome.
That's cool. Cool. OBS has come a long way since I first used it back in like 2014, 13, 12, maybe 2012. I think it might be 2012. I used to do Minecraft videos like a pro. Not like a pro. I was 12 and it came off like I was 12. Like this is coming off as a very beginner, probably. Actually, before we continue more with her hair, I want to, let's go in a little bit. I want to get her ears in the right placement. Now it's funny. It looks like the eye, the camera angle is going like her eyes are pretty centered. No, it's below. It's below. It's more like her shoulders are what's centered, and we're seeing the ears sort of up here. So that's interesting. I'm gonna note some things like randomly that you guys probably don't care about, but it's just gonna be things that are gonna help me learn, help me figure things out. There we go. Okay, then we're gonna go over here. Actually, before we do that, we should probably fix this mess up. Another thing I've gotten a little bit faster at is I can switch without going and clicking things, switch to this and then do this, and oh, freaking I love this. I've just started getting like a little faster with my buttons on the tablet that I'm using, and it's like it's starting to feel like I actually can draw. Like I wouldn't say like a pro comic artist, but it feels a little bit better, and that's nice. I'm actually surprised that I'm talking as much as I am. I thought I'd be pretty silent here, and the one thing I'm missing that I usually have is music, but I will get a copyright strike, and then YouTube will hate me. Yeah, and my wife says, and die. Maybe like that. That's a little nicer. This has gotta go. Alright. I'm not gonna add details to the ears yet. I just wanted to get where they are, because that's gonna help me with the hair a little bit better. Because her hair, see already, I have a little bit of mistake. Her forehead is a little bit high. I find, maybe that's just me, but I find girls that, nah, never mind. I shouldn't say that. That'll just come off as stupid because it's wrong, now that I really think about it.
Oh boy.
I was gonna say that girls seem to have higher foreheads than guys, but I think it just really depends on who you're looking at. So I didn't even need to do any of this, but because her hair is covering it completely, but it still helps me a little bit. And then we got some hair coming out here, but this is separate. Okay. Okay, so the mask sort of comes up like this. She's got an interesting hairdo here. Sort of a shorter hair for women. I don't know what you'd call this. Maya, what would you call this hairstyle?
Hair? Wow, I can't even really see.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Short?
Short.
No, I don't know hairstyle names.
I feel like I'm gonna switch something over here on my OBS because I'm seeing the viewer count and not the chat, so I'm just gonna switch the sides that these are on just in case someone wants to chat. I can see it first. I don't need to see the views. That just gets me all antsy. It's like, oh no, 0 people are watching. Oh, and I lost my reference. Let's get that bad boy back up. Okay, a little squiggle there. A little squiggle here. Squiggle here. This is actually turning out not too awful. The problem is when I draw without reference, then all things just go to hell. Just terrible. And her hair is a little bit blocked off here, sort of joins in with this mass. Boom. And let's do some erasing just to get the feel of hair a little bit better. Boom. Get rid of her head outline up here. Now we are going like that, and then it comes over like so. See, it's probably better I don't show the reference because then you don't know how bad I am. It's a little secret between me and my wife. That actually wasn't too bad. It sort of comes down like that. And then we can get rid of that. And there. That's a little bit better. That's looking more like the hairdo. Not really. A little bit. Okay. I'm bored with hair. We'll come back to it later. I'm very sporadic. My ADHD is very telling when I draw, because now I'm just going to switch to... I switch back and forth between things I want to work on, and right now I am done with hair. I'm not done with hair, but I'm done with hair right now. As I go and continue back with hair. Alright. Let's look at these eyebrows, because they're not portraying a happy woman. They're portraying a much older woman who is quite smug and unhappy. And she's not older. She's quite young and youthful, actually. What?
A much older woman. Well, she's not much older.
She looks like... Who's that girl you like from Golden Girls?
Oh my gosh. She does not look like she's...
No, not the girl, not the reference, the drawing I'm doing.
Oh!
Does it not look like her? Do you know who I'm talking
She
about?
looks like all of them smushed in one.
Okay, but who do you think I'm talking about? The one that was in Malcolm in the Middle.
All of them smushed in one. Oh, B. Arthur?
Does it not look like B. Arthur? Just a little bit?
A little bit. It looks
Yeah.
like B. Arthur and Blanche.
Hopefully someone watching will get the reference in some way.
Oh my gosh. It says dropped frames, and I read it as dropped females.
Where do you see dropped frames?
Down there.
Oh, okay. It says 0 dropped frames. It says 2,000 kilobytes per second. Is the stream is it running smooth?
It's running smooth. It's just a bit delayed.
Yeah, that's normal. The key is that it's not like jumping as I'm drawing. What?
It's just making her look old.
Well, it's there.
No, I know.
Well, yeah, I guess it's making her look old, but it was also... I sort of used it to measure the mouth. nose is a little bit off.
Your hair.
Okay, you don't need to you don't need to do this right now.
I feel like once the eyes come in, it'll look much better.
I'm actually surprised. I thought I'd have 0 viewers the whole time.
Oh, who's on?
I don't know. There's 4 people watching.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, 4 people. Holy
I was
crap.
looking at the zeros over there.
No, that's concurrent. It switched to 1 when you came back.
Oh.
It's like, I think that's just if like someone leaves and comes back.
Oh.
What's cool is there's a I can get another streaming thing and it will show like my subscriber count and I can see if I gain subscribers during the stream. And that'll tell if people hate me or love me, because if it's 0 forever, then I know that I'm doing a very poor job
by the
here.
way,
What?
no,
What?
You've got like old videos up on your YouTube. I don't know if you want to clean that up.
I don't care.
It's like, go check out these other YouTube channels, Johnny Dadama, all these people. I'm like, oh, I don't think that's updated.
I think it was Johnny. It's not Johnny
Or
Dadama.
whoever, which Dadama, whichever it was.
Oops. Oh boy. Eyes. My next downfall.
Eyes are so hard. She's got very nice eyes. Very smiley.
She's very smiley. And one eye is bigger than the other. It could just be the perspective or the way she's smiling. But it's throwing me off a bit here.
Or the shadow. I don't know.
No, because the light's hitting from
you don't
here.
have to copy. Are you
No.
supposed to copy it exactly as is?
No, I'm not. Like, it's beneficial for me to, so I know what I'm drawing, but not, I don't have to. I'm sort of
like-
just practicing heads here.
Looks like Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk. Oh my gosh, that's not good. It's supposed to be a woman. Maybe it's the, I'll smooth these out a little bit.
I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna try not to, abuse you and be mean to you on your live stream.
So anyone joining, the end goal here is comics. It's comic art, and it's a long time coming. I can actually some of my other stuff you can see in the, is that showing it? Yeah, so these are just 3 things. This guy right here is just something I drew myself. Then of course these are 2 just invincible things that I was drawing that I mushed together for my thumbnail in a couple minutes. This is like a lower quality of what we're going for. Like, this isn't quite the quality I want to match. The fists that are hidden here are actually quite good, but other than that, like, this face is looking a little off. His face looks low quality. His nose, I don't know what's happening there. It looks like a bunch of pencil lines or nothing. This nose is a little bit better. But yeah, that's the end goal, is to get a little better quality than this. This is like my current stage when I spend a couple hours on something. And I'm also very new to coloring. Color theory is very new to me, so there's a lot of things to learn here, and yeah, like I said, it's a long time coming. It's gonna be quite a while before I'm actually sitting down and drawing frames, but that's something that I could do in a live stream too. Like, I wouldn't do like major storyline things in a live stream, but I might do like first pages. That'd be fun, or covers, or variant covers maybe. Now with comic, I think sometimes I won't connect that. I think sometimes it throws it off, but like, you get it with color, where it's like, you draw the pupil, you put a color in. You don't need to draw the pupil always. Like, when it's a close-up, maybe draw the pupil, but from a distance, you can just draw that, and then get your handy fill tool here and give her some nice red eyes. No. But yeah, I find you don't need the pupil always, but it's I don't know what I'll do here. Her pupils are actually pretty hidden in this reference that I'm copying. uh, but it could just be the distance and lighting. But she's got really dark brown eyes. And I don't know if I'm going to color it or if I'm going to sketch and move on to the next head. Sort of figure out as we're going here. See, I sort of like this one a little more than this one where it connects. This now it's a little bit small. So is her eyebrow, and so is her face is too wide. No, her eyes are too. So what we'll do here, see, I could erase, and I'd probably do better to erase, but what we can do instead with trusty digital workings here, since it was low anyways, we can do that, and then I have, which button was it? Was it this one? Oh, it was this one. Okay, not that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. See, now it looks even more off. We just bring it down like that. There. Switch back to our pen tool. And let's see. Another thing that helps me is if I draw the other side, even if I'm not going to show it in the coloring, it helps me to draw this out and match it a little bit. And then I can just come back and erase it after. Because when I draw this, I know that this eye is now way too far to the one side. Now, I think part of the reason it looks like that is because this eye is too small. And for some reason I can't get this right. And like I said earlier, I'm sitting on the floor right now because I just moved and I don't have a desk. So I'm going to need to take a break in a little second here and do some stretches because I am not young anymore, and sitting cross-legged for a very long time is not fun. Oh. My legs are like cracking like crazy. Oh my goodness. All right. Sit like this for a little bit. We're stuck drawing in awful positions until I'm done live streaming. Okay, with women, let's make this girl look more womanly. Add her eyelashes. Actually, her eyes go, if we did this. Once again, I think this is something that I haven't drawn a lot of women. And when I do, I don't think I've drawn eyelashes much at all, so this might be a little rough here. And her eyelashes are actually really big, but we're just gonna sort of flake out a little bit here like that. That's probably fine. The goal isn't the goal isn't perfection here. The goal is just honestly right here it's sort of figure out the basics. I want to get oops, no, don't like that. I want to figure out like just basic head shapes because I'm not trying to like get good at copying. I need to get good at not copying. If we switch to brush, color, and then do this, and then go back to pen, and then go back to black, figuring out the controls here at the same time as everything. And then we can copy this because I was having trouble erasing that small section. We would actually want to keep this very thin because the idea is to get the red in there. And I think for now we're not going to color this. I'm going to save that more for, I don't know, bigger stuff. Maybe drawing reference from something that is comic instead of real life. See her, I'm drawing it on a weird angle. It sort of goes, I can't copy this good because it actually goes more like that. But that looks awful. It looked better before. Me struggling to draw a single straight line. Jeez, I should have practiced a little before drawing this. We pull. Is that better? That's a little better. And then come down like this. Come across. Actually, I don't like that line. Come like that. Okay, I gotta go back to cross-legged. This ain't working. Once I get my desk, it'll be a little bit better. See, the way you sit, that changes everything. That's why I'm bad at gaming if I'm not in the exact chair that I usually play in the exact position I usually play in. Okay, so for her chin, I sort of went a little wide on it. It's more like this. And with ladies, it's better to not exaggerate the jawline and go more smooth. Oops. And then let's just come back in here and correct this. Go down here, go down here. Slightly larger nose. Actually, that's a little bit too large. Or the eyes are still too small. I think the eyes are still too small. And the nose is actually good, and the lips are a little bit too small. And this, I think something that's throwing it off is these ends here. And what we should be doing is just a little guy. Just a little guy. Little guy like that. There. That's a little better. I need something with more angle to get the shapes. Flat looking straight at the face is I don't know. A little more boring to draw. Now, she has a smile line, like so. And even though my wife said that it makes her look old, I'm going to add it. If I can do it without chicken scratching. There we go. That's better. Come back here. How's that looking from a distance? If we add neck. Actually, her neck goes down a little more. Boom. And then neck. She's got a little tilt going. Sort of like that. Now, with a guide, go. Actually, no. We'll just go a little bit low with that. We've got boom. And there's like no definition on her neck, so it's a very basic. You're not doing like anything with guys, or just someone who's straining, even not necessarily just guys. There's none of that on this girl. Can see a little bit of her collarbone on this side connecting to her shoulder, and then over here there's no collarbone. Her shirt's in the way, and she's not straining at all on this side, so it'd come down like that. There. That would be it. Now I want to jump back in here and see if we can't. See, the thing is, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going to play around with this a little bit because her eye looks like it should be bigger. I'm not going to keep this, but I just want to see if I'm screwing myself by always drawing eyes way too small. I think that's what makes my drawings a little lifeless, a little creepy, is because the eyes are always very small. Now another thing is I noticed that I'm going up on an angle here, and honestly, I think that we should be going a little more like this. And then on this side as well. Connect like that. And then do a little tilty tilt. And then come over here. I think that's looking a lot more like the character that we are drawing. Now the eyes are still too small, so I'm actually gonna go in here. I might erase these eyes and start over, and then I'm gonna get a new head, because other than like putting earrings and fixing up the hair that I did awfully, that would be pretty well it. Could switch and do some poses, but I think we're gonna stick with heads for this live stream. I'll do it maybe a couple more, unless someone comes in and starts commenting. I might stay a little bit longer, but this was just an experimental live stream. Figure out what's going on. All right, let me see here. I'm gonna go to lighten these up. Didn't mean to lighten that up, but oh, one color. Oh, made that too big. Now, there's a lot of things that I'd clean up here that I'm not. Like, all of this stuff should be redrawn. This would be a rough draft. I'd come back in, switch this to like a blue line. Oh, why did that do that? And then come back and ink it just a little cleaner. But there's no need for that for what we're doing today. If I do a nicer drawing ever on a live stream, we might do that. But for now, we're just gonna keep it nice and simple, nice and chill, until I have a need for my very late supper tonight. It's more like far out and then down. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. And same with this one. I screwed up over here. That's better. And she has a little bit of, what the heck is that called? See, her eyes are a little bit wide set too. So it looks a little bit different. This is the type of stuff that keeps you away from same face syndrome, which I am very much at risk of, especially as a beginner figuring things out for myself. I'm gonna come across things like the Loomis method and be stuck drawing very similar things a lot. Now, man, something about eyes I just can't get. Just something that does not work. Because if I draw them bigger, they feel too big. If I draw them smaller, they feel too small. If I draw them the same, they feel too small. What the heck do I do with that? Who the heck knows? All I know is that there is much work to be done. And the other thing is, when I'm drawing the... What is the... It's not a pupil. What is the colored layer called? The iris? When I'm drawing the non-white part of the eyeball, once again, I think I'm drawing that too small. I think my eye sees things smaller when I'm looking at a reference than what they are. Because really, the colored part is filling up almost the entirety of what's showing on the eyeball. So it's more like that, and over here, like it's coming like very close to the tear duct. Like it's more like here. And now, like I said earlier, this eye looks a little more closed than the other one. And then we can finish off the tear duct there. That actually is looking a little bit better. Still a lot of issues here, but it's looking better than it was. I think making them bigger definitely helped. Honestly, I just need to practice a bunch of eyebrows and eyes. But I feel like it's just as... I'm gonna do one thing really quick. Huh. All right. Let's see here. Let's get another head going. Oh, before my legs die on me here. I want a different facial expression. Nothing plain. All of these are so plain. Jeez. Come on, quick poses. I know you have other stuff. You know what? Keep things interesting for the vibes. Maybe we'll switch up here to a different pose. Random poses. We will do all, and for the sake of the stream, we shall not do nudity. Next. There, that's fine. That's fine. A man that is still partially nude, but not enough that'll be bad. Okay, so I'm just gonna give it about a minute here. I need to stand up and stretch. That's a little better. We need to make supper soon.
Okay, yeah. I had a late lunch.
We had a late lunch, but now it's a late supper, so it's time for supper. We're doing chicken tomorrow.
still on the line?
Hmm?
Are you still on the line?
Yeah. I just need something. I'm starting to get hungry. All right. Let us get away from this face. Go over here, somewhere new. Probably cut the stream and draw off stream a bit. Feel like I can do much longer streams when I have a desk and I have somewhere to sit at, and I'm not leaning over to talk into my mic because it's pressed up against a box instead of clipped onto a desk. Then I could do stuff like really long, lengthy streams too, just for the heck of it. Alright, so this guy, I'm doing the head first. I don't know why. I should have done a torso mass first, but what are you going to do about it? Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. We got a head here. Now his hair is misleading. It comes down like this. And then up here, it's sort of just like, it's funny. It looks like a bit of a afro, but like a really small, I don't know what you'd call it, but then it like comes down and connects. I definitely drew that wrong right there. Trying to avoid chicken scratching, but I'm also at a place where I feel like I can't draw good enough without a little bit of that. And I don't know. So we got him, he's sort of facing this way. We see a little bit of his hair is gonna come like this. You see a tiny bit of his other eyebrow, so it's not like directly on the side of his face here. Sorry, I probably sound disgusting right now. I had chips and now there's like stuff stuck in my teeth and it's not a fun time. So we got, it's not looking like that. It's looking like that, and then this comes out like that. And then we're actually, yeah, that's okay, because we're seeing his other eyebrow just a tiny bit. Hi, Axel. Hi, kitty. Yeah, hi. I don't know if you heard that meow. That was my little cat. We have two cats. We have an Axel and a Jasper. And Axel's our newer boy. How old are you, Axel? How old are you?
Oh, Jasper looked over when you kissed.
Oh, hey, Jasper. Axel's younger. He's like, I don't know, 8 months, 6 months?
I don't even know.
Something like that. And he frequents walking all over my computer stuff. So he might, if the stream ends randomly, it's probably because he ran across it. I'm getting ahead of myself a bit. I am drawing features before I figured out the whole face, but his features are actually okay. Uh-oh. Kitty's coming over. Don't step there. Don't. He's trying to step on my keyboard. Okay, you can lay there. You're blocking my monitor a little bit, but that's fine. Okay, it comes up more like this. And then the eyebrow starts like here. And then the other eyebrow we're seeing like that much of. So this little dot right here is going to throw it off a little bit because you're not seeing that. Yeah, that's better. We're seeing more of the nose bridge. clean up in here a little bit and then pull this up. There. Now his eye is open. The problem also is my reference is really small because I'm trying to look at my OBS to make sure that I'm recording okay still. So it's a little bit difficult. I haven't had a third monitor in a long time, and now I'm thinking, oh crap, I need a third monitor now. And this apartment's way too small to get a third monitor on a desk. So this is what we're stuck with. Now, I haven't really drawn a side profile like this ever, I don't think. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge for me to get right. A little bit like this, and then like that. Now, I think I drew this section a little bit too long, and this is why it's probably good that I drew the head first, because when I draw the body first, it's like a good 8 years of figuring out how the heck to make this head size. So, boom. That's looking a little bit better, I think. Like that. Yeah?
How many do you want?
Huh?
How many do you want?
Aren't there 4?
Yes. No, 3. No, 4.
There's 4. Just do 2 and 2.
Okay.
Did you want to?
Yeah, are you gonna put them?
I can put them in the oven.
Okay.
Can you dice up onion and put it
Yeah,
on?
yeah.
Cool. Cool. Ears. Ears are my specialty. No, I'm just kidding. Nothing's my specialty. Boom. His ear looks more open than usual. Honestly, that's sort of all I could draw, other than like getting some coloring in. This from the side sort of comes down. Sort of like that. Let's get rid of this circle. Go like that. We've got some facial hair, which is another thing I don't think I've drawn much. Got facial hair going like this. It's just a little bit of a, what would you call that? Chin beard? I don't think that's what you call a goatee, but what do I know? Then we got, so let's switch over to our brush. Then we'll switch to white, set to a low density, and actually let's go back and let's go to brush size and make this smaller, because I don't want to get rid of everything here. Maybe a little bit smaller than that even. Oops. There we go. That's better. Okay, switch back to our pen. Switch back to black. So if there's some noises in the background, my wife is making ladin. Then we have a boom. And then we have a boom. And then I realize now that something's off, because this isn't supposed to be that big. Big part of it is we've got a little bit of a sort of looking up at him a bit, so sort of more like this, and then like that, and then I can get rid of some of that. And I don't know if you're watching this later on, even I'll check my comments eventually. If there's something you want to see, let me know, and we can totally draw that. We can do all sorts of things. No smile, and his face isn't that big. And I think, honestly, his nose is. We're looking up at it more, but I feel like it's so hard to see because it's so small on my other screen. Not blaming that. I know I'm a bad artist. That's looking a little bit better. And then if we boop, no, boop, boop. That's a little bit what we're looking for. This upper part is still looking a bit off. I think part of the reason is it's supposed to come on a little bit more. Okay, let's oops. Let's come in here, make this smaller again. Clean this up. But first off, let's do this. Less exaggerated. Then come down here, come over here. Boom. And a boom. Nope. There. Alright. He's got Do you need me to open something?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm letting my eyes have a little break because they started stinging really bad.
From onions?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that some of y'all, 4 of y'all, have made it this far. Good job, guys. I'm really proud of you. Proud of us.
Evil, crazy shit.
Hmm?
I'm laughing at something.
Okay. Let's get back to this. Let's zoom out a bit. So, we're gonna have to zoom out far because his hand is stretching. Okay, so first of all, let's get some basic concepts here. We've got something like this, then like this, and we've got laying down, sort of like I am actually right now, except instead of one hand being over tablet, his one hand is reaching up like this. Okay, so say that's our basic shape of him. He's got one hand coming like this, then a boom, and then a boom. And then we've got one hand outreached, like a so. And then we can put in the general torso mass here, which is coming in like a so, a barrel shape. And then sort of a kidney bean look to it. And then this guy's coming out here like so. So that's not quite it. Not quite my tempo. That's better. Okay, now this is going to be where, actually, before we jump over there, we shall jump over here. Fix this. That comes around like that. And then we've got, that's more like, our center line's coming more like there. And now we can do the pelvic wedge a little bit. Now, I've been doing a big blocky pelvic wedge that hasn't been working for me lately. So I'm going to try the other method, which is like, you're like brief looking things. I feel like this might work for me a little more. All right. I'm back cross-legged. So we should.
Wow, you got 4 people.
You
got 4 people.
We were always at that.
No, that's what I mean. That's so cool they haven't left.
They could have left. It could be 4 new people.
Oh.
It could just be a constant 4 people that are always switching because they're all like, this guy sucks.
This guy sucks.
No, the problem is it comes more like that. And it's the only thing he's wearing is jeans and shoes. Like, he's topless up here. We're gonna draw it as such too. Give me a chance to do some musculature. But okay, now his legs are they're crossed in a way in the perspective where it's sort of like a big jumbled mass. So it's gonna be a little difficult. I'm sort of gonna have to silhouette here a bit, and it might look really rough. But everything I do looks really rough right now. So what's the difference? It's funny because I can tell it's like 1 pixel away from being able to see that line, but I can't see that line. So it's like all stuff that would just be shading. I'm only seeing a line for this leg, which is coming towards the screen. And then we got a bend in the leg going like, sort of like this. And then like that, and then and because, see, I need to learn perspective better because it's gonna look like the legs are so tiny. Can you put the spice, like the oregano and garlic powder?
What?
Can you put the garlic powder and oregano?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, well, I was saying, it's gonna look a little messy because I don't know, maybe it's just my eyes aren't seeing it right, but now his torso size is sort of the same size as his legs in this, the way that everything's bent, but it could just be the perspective that I'm looking at here. And the other problem, and then we've got a shoe. Got shoes, people. No bare feet out. We need music or something. But YouTube, right?
can barely hear myself.
Okay. 80s brain here, going and thinking it's time to switch up things. So we're going to now go to the shoulder, because that leg ain't looking right and it's bothering me, and I'm not going to figure it out until I take a little break from it. Usually I'll walk away from my screen, do a few push-ups, come back, and I'm like, oh, I see it now. But I can't do that right now, right? I could, but that doesn't make for an entertaining stream. Not that that's the absolute goal here. The goal is more to sort of create an ongoing account of my improvement in art, so that I can look back and hopefully see improvement over the years. One can only hope. One can only hope. Now for this, we're going to come like that. And then come right here would be, and right here would be a nipple. Get rid of this. Now, his chest is a little bit small, so there's not much of an outline here, but I'm going to do it just for the sake of knowing where things are supposed to be placed. We've sort of got like that. So, shoot. Sort of like that. And sort of like that. Now we got a good old armpit. Clean this up a bit. Yeah, we definitely need some music in here. That would be ideal. Now I can listen to music, and I think I'm gonna do that actually, but I just can't have it go for. Oh no, I can't. Maya, are you listening to Spotify right now?
No.
Never mind, I can. I'm just gonna make sure that you can't hear it. Maya, can you go to the live stream and make sure that music isn't playing?
Why are you listening to music while you're live streaming?
Because I want to listen to music.
Yeah, dumb question. Are you playing something?
Yeah, you can tell from what I'm saying right now if you can hear anything in the background. Anything? Have you caught up to the delay yet?
I'm catching up. No, I can't hear anything. I think you need to be a little louder though.
Pardon?
I can't hear music, but I think you need to be a little louder. Like your voice.
I'm not too worried about that right now.
It says one person watching.
Okay.
That's weird. Oh, does 4 views mean there were 4
Yes.
views?
I just understood it now. But we don't talk about that while we're streaming. Alright, this is starting to come together. My music is a little bit loud. I can't hear myself think. Oh man, this is like a optical illusion. What is arms doing down here? For those of you who have made it this far on the later upload of this live stream, welcome. Congratulations. And I am so glad to have you watching here. Make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and join me for the next live stream, because it would be very nice to have you. Very nice to have some people come in here and telling me how crappy I am at drawing. What's frustrating is when you watch like someone like Jim Lee or someone like Ryan Otley draw, and they do the type of thing like this where it takes me 30 minutes to do something like this, and it takes them a solid like 10 minutes or less. Okay, so this arm is holding a lot of the weight here, and it's spread out like so. For some reason that looks more like a foot than my foot over here does. It's actually sort of flat. Just getting basic structure work here done, not focusing too much on the details. After this, I think I'm gonna get a comic reference, and we can do something from that for a little bit. Actually do have a bit of a line going here. Let us erase this bad boy. Clean up down here. Got a belly button down here. Don't pretend like it's nothing. And then at the belly button we got 4, 6. It looks like he's got, I can't tell if it's 6 or 8 abdominal heads showing. Looks a little bit like 8. And boom, boom. I'm gonna do something about this leg. And it could be because this leg is so off. It's throwing everything else off. That could be the case. We're coming out here. And then up. It's smaller than that. Like that. And like just connecting line. There. Alright, I gotta find something else to draw now. Something. Let's see here. Thinking something from Invincible. Sort of a more cartoony drawing, but later Invincible when Ryan Otley was starting to do some of his best work. Something iconic but not too difficult. Actually, you know what? We'll do something really simple. Where was that? I just passed something. What's happening? Is one of the cats doing something?
Yeah. Where did you even get that, bud? It's like a what? It's like a thing from I don't even know.
Alright. That looks pretty good. Alright. Blank. Boom. This will be good because I haven't drawn hands on faces much. So get a basic head shape in. Like so. We're actually gonna go like this as the head. So come down like this. Now Invincible has a really small chin. angular jawline. If we go like so, and then straight down, it should be okay. And then so 3 heads. So we come over here, that's gonna be one shoulder. Come over here, that's gonna be another shoulder. And now it's a little difficult of a position because there's a lot of things in the way. So the next thing we're gonna need to draw is boom, boom. These are gonna be our elbows. And in this, his torso is looking very rectangular. But we won't draw the torso first on this because his arms are in the way, or in front of it, sorry. I'm gonna need, once I have a desk, this will be much easier, but right now it's not. I have to keep looking down and I keep speaking while I'm looking away from my microphone. So we're gonna repeat on this side going. Because what he's doing is his hands are coming up and covering his head. Because I'm pretty sure he just got punched in the head. Can't be invincible without some head punching, right? Which Invincible is actually coming out, what are we, like a month away now for the new season? That's gonna be fun. Now his hand does encapsulate all the way up here. Boom. There's a couple fingers coming in here, but that is fine. And then we got his thumb coming in there, and it's sort of in the background compared to that. Boom. So that's like one hand getting chiseled up there. Yeah.
They're ready to be put in if you want.
Okay.
The evil, evil oven.
timer?
Yeah, how long?
5 minutes.
Yep.
Now with this arm, we're seeing a little bit more because we do have a little bit of a head tilt. Looking from the side just a tiny bit. So we're seeing more like the hand shape. Like so. Sort of like that. And then like so. Now with the torso, it's coming down like this, and we have a cutoff for the torso. We'll go down a little bit further. Now
Oh, he found the catnip. No, buddy. No, go back, Jasper.
goodbye.
Okay.
Now we're gonna be cutting off the live stream shortly here, and we're gonna have to pick this up another time because my cat is stealing catnip right now. You take them. Oh, I shouldn't be singing. Okay, let us just quickly, as fast as we can, draw some outlines for facial features. He's looking down a little bit, like so. We're seeing more head than anything, more hair. So his hairline's gonna come like that. And now, luckily, I only have to draw one of these freaking eyeballs because I don't know how Otley keeps these stupid things. This is gonna take a lot of trial and error here, and I apologize, but these freaking goggles are brutal, and I don't know why it's just a bubble. Why is it so difficult for me? Now, luckily, the other one is absolutely decimated because he was just completely ripped by Omni-Man. And his nose looks very small in this. It actually barely looks like a nose. Otley's got a funny way of drawing. It's sort of a mix of what I'd call comic and anime. I actually really didn't like his art style when I first picked up a comic back in like 2012. It was like issue 100 and 101 of Invincible because I was reading The Walking Dead and I was like, "Oh man, it's the Walking Dead writer. This must be his superhero." And I picked it up and it was I was I was not happy with it. I was like, "Oh, this is not my art style." But I was like very very new to comics at the time. Okay. We're going to end off on a really crappy note here because it's not at a good place. We've got a lot of touching up, a lot of fix up to do right now. What? Timer went off. All right, guys. That is it for this live stream. We didn't get too much done, but it's not about getting how much. It's not about how much we get done. It's about getting some practice in. And that we did. That we did. So if we blow this up, bring it together, we can take one quick final glance at our magic here. And like I've said at the beginning of this, I'm not fast, I'm not great, I'm barely even good. And it's a big work in progress. This is something that's going to be fun to do, I think. Just live streaming, having some chill times with everyone, and getting to know some other people, and maybe get some hints, tips, hear some feedback. I think it's going to be a good time just live streaming this. And I'll get to look back on it one day and see my progress, see how I drew things in the process of drawing instead of just looking at some finished works that I've done over the years. Instead, I get to look at, actually speed it up, look at how I drew things, how I improved, how I maybe was doing things really immature and now, or amateur, and now doing them much better. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching this live stream and sticking around. And any of you who are watching this later on, thank you so much for the views. Make sure to hit that likes button, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Thank you so much.